All right. Let's get this show on the road. I have a bunch of dog hair on my, I have a bunch of dog hair on me, but I don't know if it's noticeable on the camera. I don't know if the camera will actually get that. So, is it even worth taking it off? Maybe it is. Let me get the dog hair. This is an important recording, so we want to look snazzy. And you can actually kind of see the hair, the dog hair. So let's ditch it. Oh, much nicer. Beautiful. Oh, we're looking so good. There's still so much. Oh my god. I won't even get it all. My gosh. Come on. Get off. We have a recording we have to do and we want to look good. I don't want to look like I'm wearing a dirty sweater. The issue with these like black shirts is they just show the white dog hair, and everything white on it just like shows so clearly. It's so hard to get all this stuff off of it. There's even, besides the dog, there's so many like specks of white stuff on everything. Come on, just come off. Why does everything have to stick to this hoodie? This is such a sick hoodie. Everything just sticks to it. God damn. Come on. Oh my. Honestly, I gotta get him that stuff off. Alright, we'll be cool with that for now. Alright, let's get into our recording, shall we? I think I'm ready. Okay. Let's tape up our intro. If anyone comes into the stream while we're doing this, what's going on? We're gonna do a quick one today. I wanted to do this recording while live, to also hang out with you guys in case you wanted to get a first glimpse at it. I could have done this offline too, but figured we'd do this with everyone here today. Okay. Our introduction is gonna be, so the title for this video is going to be, a typical 400 ELO chess tournament. I got 16 Twitch streamers who are brand new at chess. To play in a multi-week chess tournament to play against each other in a multi-week chess tournament. In this recap, we'll go over all the games played in week 1 to see who qualified for the quarterfinals. By the way, if you want to catch the rest of these games live, come this out on Twitch. Link in bio. And then we just get right into the games. Perfect. And then we have our games that we're going to go through. We have, I think, 13 games. Wow. I have over a dozen games we'll be going through. This is going to be the view we'll use. Great, and we're going to recap them all. Kind of like a typical Gotham Chess recap. You guys will have some music in the background, and I will be overlaying it with some music. Maybe. Or it doesn't need music, honestly. We'll see how we're feeling when we get there. These nuts are giving me a lot of energy, though. Okay. We're going to make sure all the technology is working properly. If you're new here, my name is Nick Daru. We're going to be reviewing some games today. We're actually going to be filming for YouTube. So it's going to be kind of like a planned piece of content that we're going to be recording. Just want to make sure our stream is working properly, which it looks like it is. And we're going to get right into things. We're going to start recording our stuff. I have all the competitors here in order of whence they played. Okay, let's do it. Let's begin the recording. And then over here again, this is where we'll be doing it. I'm just gonna make sure. Do we want the chat on the screen? Right, maybe not. Maybe I'll cut that off. Maybe we're gonna cut chat. Do we want the video to have chat in it? Probably not, I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll have the recording without everyone. All right, you guys ready? Okay. We're recording a recap for YouTube. We're going to be going over all 16 competitors who played in the Pog Legends chess tournament. We're going to be going over some of the games. We're not going to go over every single game because there were like 20-ish games played in this event. Or maybe 16. No, probably like 20. There were probably at least 20 games played, and we don't have enough time to go through every single one. I think I picked 13. I picked the best ones that I wanted to go over. So we're going to be reviewing those. We're going to go over them in depth, and we're going to be just kind of beelining and just freaking bang, 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 go right through them rapid fire. And try to make a recap video. This way, anyone who missed the event can rewatch some of the games and take a little peek at some of the commentary. Also, if anyone doesn't know about the event, this could be some good exposure for us, and yada yada yada. Just a good YouTube video. So, the title of this video will be a typical 400 ELO chess tournament. And we're just gonna test out the intro. The intro is gonna be something like, I got 16 Twitch streamers who are brand new at chess to play against each other in a multi-week chess tournament. In this recap, we will go over all the games played in week 1 to see who qualified for the quarterfinals. By the way, if you want to catch the rest of this event, if you want to catch the rest of these games live, come check us out on twitch.com. Come check us out on Twitch, link in bio. Okay. Let's do it. And then let's make sure on this screen we have, I maybe want to turn the alerts off as well, or do we want the alerts on? We can leave the alerts on, I suppose. They're gonna be right over here. Yeah, we can keep that on. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's turn the emote wall off. Let's kind of turn everything off. I think we'll turn off the alerts too. Okay, we're gonna just turn everything off. Why not? Because we're doing this recording. All right, chat off. Okay. Ready? Let's start the recording and go right into it. This music's also very relaxing for what I'm about to be doing. It's kind of like this video is gonna be very intense and hype, and this music is just kind of like very. All right, we're gonna switch into some real music. Okay, here we go. Start the recording. Let's get right into things. In this video, I got 16 Twitch streamers who are brand new at chess to play against each other in a multi-week chess tournament. All right. I got 16 Twitch streamers who are brand new at chess to compete against each other in a multi-week chess tournament. Start recording. I got 16 Twitch streamers who are brand new at chess to play against each other in this multi-week chess tournament. In this recap, we're gonna go over all games played in week 1 to see who qualified for the quarterfinals. By the way, if you wanna catch the remainder of these games live, come check us out on Twitch, link in the bio. Let's get into the recap. Okay, let's go right into things. Chess Solo 2 is the name of this screen. All right. So we have over a dozen games to cover. I'm gonna rapid fire through some of them and show you all the best of the best. This game is starting off this past Sunday against K-Smack versus Turtle. K-Smack on white, Turtle is playing the black pieces. We have, all right. So we have, let's get right into things. This is my first time doing one of these live. Usually this is more planned. I'm just gonna wing this. All right. So we have E4, G5, and now let it be known that these players are all rated around the ranking of 400. Some of these players' ratings are a bit different than their actual rating. A lot of them don't have that many games on chess.com, so their ratings aren't completely accurate. A lot of players in this event are like 200. The highest player is rated closer to 800, but on average, I'd say the average rating of the players is around 400 to 500 per event. Both these players are probably rated slightly lower than their actual ratings on chess.com. And you can see already from this opening, it's pretty much a 0-0-0 game. Not playing a super standard opening from the black perspective, white playing something similar to a Spanish from K-Smack's perspective. And this is game 1 between, again, Turtle and K-Smack. And Turtle immediately blundering a knight in the center. Both the knight and the pawn are hanging, but Smack opting to take the free pawn instead of the knight. This is crazy stuff. We have C6 kicking the bishop back and then F6 kicking the knight back as well. But Smack throws in a check with the queen on H5 before retreating. This is a really strong move. The only way this can really be stopped is by retreating with the knight. If this move didn't exist, this might actually just be checkmate here. So we have knight going back to G6 to defend against mate, and now knight takes the pawn, which is also a very nice move. The pawn was defending the knight. Queen can now take the knight. Rook can't take the knight. Otherwise, queen is taking taking the rook, and we have queen A5 coming in, but it's now plus 10 for white after queen takes on G6. Smack finding one of the best moves here, checking the king. At least the king now has a square to retreat to safely, but there's going to be some material lost here. There's just a bishop hanging. Smack doesn't take it right away, instead protecting his own bishop. Pawn to e5, bishop taking the knight first. Still, this bishop is hanging. So you have to be very careful. You cannot take the bishop because the queen is defending it. And we just have queen a4. So we had queen a5, queen a4 from Turtle over here, trying to go after this weak c2 pawn. Smack is just not concerned at all. Smack is just moving the knight out of the way, trying to maybe come in with this check with the queen on e8. Pawn to d5, queen e8 check. There's the idea. King slides over to c7, and more material is going to continue getting gobbled by white. K-Smack just a dominating lead, plus 21 in this position. Queen out. Could have taken the rook, but decided to go for the check first, forcing the king out into the open. Queen is now taking. Queen from Turtle, Black's queen is taking in the center, but hanging the queen in the process. If you notice, the knight was defending this pawn. The queen couldn't even take it. Turtle is just down a devastating amount of material as K-Smack is able to start gobbling up the pawns. The rook takes the bishop, but that's not even an issue because it is so crushing for white here. Plus 24 in this position. Pawn c5, queen takes in the center. The bishop is going to get into the game. The rook is going to get into the game. And now Black's rook is going to be lost. Black has a bishop and 3 pawns against the army of white's pieces that are coming in to decimate black. Queen g6 check. The pawn is coming in for promotion. And in this position, Turtle XL lost on time. You see, Turtle had 7.5 seconds left in this game. And in game 1, Turtle lost on time. And not only did Turtle lose on time in game 1, but Turtle proceeded to lose on time in game 2 and game 3. Smack got a fierce checkmate against Turtle to seal the deal for match 1 of the event, and K-Smack is going to go on to the quarterfinals. Now, we had 2 matches on Sunday. We had 2 matches every single day. We're going to be going into match 2, which was Levi Endeavor versus Joe Rall. So K-Smack cleaning up in match number 1, a clean 3-0. It is best of 5 10-minute rapid games to be clear. So players need to get to 3 points or 3 wins, or 2 wins and 2 draws, or whatever it happens to be. We have Joe Rall versus Levi. This is game 1 against these players as well. D4, B5, and Joe Rall said in preparation for this game that he watched one Gotham video. That was his entire preparation, and we quickly saw that the video that he watched was the London, and Joe Rall was playing the London exclusively on white during this event. Very good preparation by him. Levi just kind of developing pieces, at least putting the knight on a good square, playing f6, weakening the king on this diagonal, but that's okay because nothing crazy is gonna be coming in here. If queen comes up, simply there's g6, so nothing crazy yet. a5 coming in from Levi, hanging a pawn. Okay, this position is already very good for white, but things can still happen here after g5 kicking the bishop out. It is mate in 1 for Joe Rall. If Joe Rall can find the move queen h5, the king cannot escape this diagonal. Nothing can get in front of the king because you move the g pawn up. But Joe Rall doesn't see it, and the mate in 1 is missed, and it's still crushing for white. White has to do something to stop mate in 1. They either have to like move the pawn out of the way to let the king have an escape square, or move the bishop out of the way, or something to prevent mate. But Levi just plays rook b1. It's mate in 1 again! It's mate in 1 for the second turn. Levi blunders mate twice, but bishop back, doesn't want to lose the bishop, does Joe Rall. And it is actually potentially even still mate with the bishop. But now there is d6, which unintentionally stops mate after bishop h5. Oh my god. And Joe Rall just playing a standard move, developing his queen to a better square, applying some pressure onto this knight. No mate is happening this early. The game continues. It's +3 for white. Knight out, bishop out, knight developed, and the knight here is free. And actually the knight here was free for a while. After knight g6, you can take this knight immediately. Joe doesn't see that, instead puts more pressure on the knight, which was already pinned anyways. But hey, listen, it is what it is. He still won the knight. Queen takes, king slides out of the way, and this position is again mate in 1. It is mate in 1. Can you guys see the mate in 1 here? Can you guys find it? Oh my god. You can get mate in 1 with queen to... Actually, where is the mate in 1? It's not queen d5. What? It says queen d5. Oh! Okay. Wait, is this not mate in 1? Hold on. Is this mate? This is, hold on. Check, you block. Check, you go back. There is mate in one if Joe Rall can find the exact move. Pawn to d5! Checkmate! That would be unbelievable! But he doesn't see it and instead checks with the queen here. Joe Rall has missed 3 mate in ones so far. 3 of them. So king slides back. Joe Rall is still completely destroying after winning the knight on f5. Pawn slides up, taking another pawn with the queen. Now Levi's, to his credit, is fighting back. Levi takes the pawn. Knight jumps out, rook here, but rook to b3, immediately hanging the rook. And Joe doesn't see it. Joe plays knight c4, just going for blood, trying to apply pressure to as many things as possible, trying to break through here, completely ignoring this hanging rook. Rook takes another pawn, but again, the rook can just be taken, and it's not taken again. The rook has just gotten 2 free pawns. It's hung itself twice, and Joe Rall is just trying to come in here, and he induces this pawn move, pawn c6, but now the knight comes in with the check, and Joe Rall finding some amazing moves, completely ignoring this rook, which is just out of Levi's position entirely, not helping him with his defense at all. The knight is coming in, and the queen is just hanging, but the king is in check, and now knight here checking again. You can't go closer to it. You have to run away. And now queen comes in here, and this is so scary. This is so scary. There's a bunch of pressure mounting on this piece. Now the knight can come back up here, threatening to win this bishop. And oh my God, what is Levi gonna do here? Levi comes out with the queen, trying to set something up. This is actually a really smart idea here from Levi, maybe trying to set some sort of discovery and uno reverso this threat onto white and try to win a queen back. But Joe Rall's not having any of it. Joe Rall's coming in with a check, and there's very little you can do here. And there's very little you can do because once the queen slides back, it is queen takes c8. Oh baby, queen takes c8 no matter where you go, which I think his only move is king e7 and queen to c7 is mate. And not only that, but queen a8 I believe is also mate. The king is completely shut off, and well, mate here as well. It works just as well. So Joe Rall not only picking up a point, but the rest of these games, my friends, were not much different, and Joe Rall clean swept Levi. Day 1 of this match started with day 1 of this series started with 2 3-0 sweeps, a sweep from Joe Rall and a sweep from K-Smack, who are both qualifying for the quarterfinals of this event. Oh my God. And now we move on to day 2. Now day 2 was a little more, oh my God. Day 2, what's up, Pox? We're doing a quick recap of all the games from the tournament. Day 2 of this event was a little bit more exciting. There was a little bit more toss-ups, and there was not any clean sweeps on day 2, which made for some exciting games. And the first match of this day was between Kixie and Beautiful Notes. Beautiful Notes playing with the white pieces, Kixie playing with the black pieces. We have 2 a little more passive pawn moves, d3 and f6 as the players develop. Kixie opting to play for a center pawn, and Notes opting to play with the pawns on the light squares, as well as the knight on a3, a bit atypical, but you could also put the knight on c4 at some point in the future, and it's totally fine to play like that. Beautiful Notes developing both the knights. Kixie taking advantage of the weak dark squares in Notes' position with the move bishop to b4, immediately attacking the king. Bishop blocks, but now the knight is hung because this bishop was the sole defender of the knight. So you needed to play a move like knight d2 in this position to stop this, because this is just losing. And now you've just lost a piece as Notes, and oh my God, c4 to make this beautiful pawn pyramid, but you'll see it's -5 here for black. It's -5. The knight is going to come in, and what I would like to see from Kixie is to develop more pieces instead of trying to bring more pieces into the game, but you know, it's okay. And Notes is just okay giving up another piece. Notes is just okay giving up another piece. Knight d2, and Kixie's just up a piece. Kixie's just up a piece. She's gonna break away at the pawn structure here, kicking the bishop back, but that's okay because, I mean, you're just gonna break the structure. The kings are still in the center here, and because black's up a piece, this is just gonna be good for black. We have f3 bringing the pawns out. Pawns are coming a little more forward. Nothing is hanging quite yet. A lot of pieces here for black are getting into the action. These pawns are all looking a little bit loose, and this pawn actually can be taken at any time. This e3 pawn is very loose here. Takes, both the kings are in the center, but this king can immediately castle on the queen side if wanted and just go walk right over, just take a little waltz to b8 if it wants to. You also have knight out with king going. This king needs a couple more moves too to castle. We need to go to the bishop and we need to get here. You want to castle on the king side ideally with white. Queen side castle here from Kixi. Queen e1, you typically don't want to put your queen on this open file because the rooks can at some point kick it out. But okay, queen e1, knight getting developed, the king sliding over into safety. And now, as I said, the rook is going to kick the queen off this open file. But Notes just plays g4. Notes just plays g4 and hangs the queen. Notes hangs the queen. And now Kixi is just up a queen. Oh my God. It's a queen and Notes wins a bishop back, but Kixi's gonna gobble the pawns and Notes is just sacrificing a rook. Sacrificing a rook for nothing. King goes towards the center of the board. Pieces are flying up the board. All the pawns are won. White has barely any pawns left. 3 pawns throwing away the rook too with check. The queen takes the pawn, but Kixi counter-sacrificing her queen on d3. Takes by the bishop. Notes making this move in merely seconds, and Kixi is up, but Kixi has 4 minutes to convert this game, and Kixi needs to find a way to win and not stalemate Notes. Oh my God. Oh my God. So the knight picks up the bishop here, and white still has 2 pawns left, but suddenly the king is the only piece that is able to move. And what you want to do in this position is try to get your king to a situation where you're intertwined in all of black's pieces, and it's hard for black to deliver a mate. And it is mate in 5 once the rook gets in here and can get pretty close to mating, but Kixi's not sure, and Kixi has 4 minutes, and rook g8 cuts off the king, but what do you do here? It's mate in 2. It's mate in 2 if you find rook g3, and then I believe the mate is rook h3 with all the squares covered by black's pieces. And we have knight h1, king h4. Kixi trying her best to find how she can deliver this mate. Bishop f2, check. King slides back, bishop g3, and it's a stalemate. Oh my God, the first stalemate of the tournament. Kixi gets stalemate on Notes, and game 1 is over. Kixi had with an absolutely dominating position. Stalemate, we're going into the next game, and spoilers, guys, spoilers. Kixi does wind up getting huge leads in games 2 and games 3, and Kixi winds up 2.5 to 1/2 against Beautiful Notes. And this is game 4 between Beautiful Notes and Kixi. Notes needs to get a win here. Notes can't even afford a draw, or it is just over and she is completely knocked out. So she needs to fight back here, and fighting back she's gonna do. Notes is going to learn a little bit, and now she's going to be playing a little bit differently with her structure, not putting all of her pawns on light squares, but trying to diversify here with a little bit on the dark squares, a little on the light squares, still playing this knight to the rim here, which is okay, but Kixi just hangs a pawn. Kixi just hangs a pawn, and Notes is just already winning. It's already minus 0.7, knight defended by the bishop, and knight just goes back. Now Kixi, to her credit, is developing her pieces. She has her pieces on very nice squares. She has the entire center. As white, you'll eventually want to build to this move, but you probably want to get some of your pieces into play first. Bishop out does block the forward momentum of your center pawn, which is not ideal. Pawn d5, and oh no. Oh no, Notes! Notes is sacrificing her knight, and not only that, she's sacrificing her bishop, and it's the 9th move, and Notes is already down 2 full pieces. It's +5 for white. Black has nothing here. Not only does black have lost 2 pieces, but look at the rest of the pieces. They're all on the back rank. Oh my God. So Notes is going to develop the rest of their pieces, but Kixi can just trade. I mean, Kixi can simply simplify and just continue. It's not over yet, but okay. So we have Notes winning back a knight. Kixi hangs a knight. You'll see here, Kixi hangs a knight. Okay. Queen takes on d5, so it's only up 1 piece now. And to be fair, white has no center pawns, and white is actually down 2 pawns for the piece. Okay. Bishop comes out with the idea maybe to castle. F6 doesn't really do much of anything, and now, okay, Kixie simplifying. Check. Very nicely done by Kixie, trying to make progress here in the position. C4, queen slides over, not what you want to be doing. Kind of cocooning all your pieces into the corner over here is not amazing. It's +6 for white in this position. Oh my god. And we have pawn C6, C5. Kixie is just trying to crack through in this position, trying to get in, trying to take some pieces and make some complications for Notes. And I love this move from Notes. Quite an interesting move, because once takes, there's this discovery on the queen, right? A discovery on C6, and if Kixie doesn't see it, then she doesn't see it. She just doesn't see it. Kixie doesn't see that her queen is hanging after this discovery tactic taking, just thinking, okay, I'm gonna win this pawn back. And Notes sees it and wins the queen, and it's -5.6 for Notes. Oh my god, after rook takes, Kixie's shaking her head on the live cover, on the live stream. She has no idea what's going on. After queen something like A8, it's so crushing, hitting everything on this diagonal, unlocking the rook. Oh my god. Notes is winning. Bishop comes out, check. Bishop blocks, you're trading, you're just simplifying the position. You have a queen for the knight and the rook, which is holding in some positions, but because of how discoordinated the pieces are for Kixie, things are just gonna go from bad to worse here. And what's crazy is you'll eventually have things like you can fork the king in the rook and do all this crazy. You could even do this here, forking, winning, picking up this piece. You could take this first. There's so much going on here. You could come out with check and just get your queen activated, maybe pick up a knight. It's just, there's so much, well, not in this position because, okay, I drew the diagonal wrong, but you see what I'm saying. You're gonna win some material somehow as black here. And this is just crushing. We have rook over, trying to get some rooks in the open files. Queen D8 checking. The rook's gonna come over, trying to trade, and oh no. Oh no. Notes hangs her queen. Notes hangs her queen. Oh my god. But Kixie doesn't see it! Kixie doesn't see it! And it's just, there's just a queen hanging. There's just a queen hanging. Oh my god. Oh my god. Rook slides back in, but now Kixie sees it now. It's +10 and Notes has to pause for a second and see what just happened and shakes her head, and the game continues to simplify, and eventually Notes winds up throwing away her rook as well. And let me tell you, my friends, I mean, this is mate in one. This is mate in one. Kixie doesn't see it. That's okay. She just marches her pawn down the board and checkmate. That's the end of this game and this match. It is 3.5 to 1/2 for Kixie. My god. Let's go to our second match in day 2. This was happening on Tuesday. Nick, my ops right now are Evil Space Bunny and K-Smack are on. I need to take a second. That was a heater. Hold on. Are you okay? Yeah. My eyes are a little dry. Sorry. I'm also a little hot. I might actually take my, and I'm a little tired. It's just a combination of things. Thanks, Pox, for being in here. My only friend left standing is Jack. They took out Turtle and Cam. I'm sorry, I will not tolerate that. Yeah, I'm good, I'm good. Whew. Yeah, I'm getting heated over these games. I'm trying to make a good recap for YouTube. What is that thing flickering over there? What is flickering down here? Oh, my other monitor is kind of in the scope of the... So odd. Because my camera's so far over my other, it can literally catch part of my other monitor. That's so weird. All right, let's keep going. I actually want to take my hoodie off. I'm getting so heated. I need to take my hoodie off and just keep things going here. Let's keep going. Okay. Drink some more water too. You got this, Nick? Thanks. Thanks, Box. Yeah, no, we're doing good. Thank you for being concerned, though. We got a lot more games to go through. We got through 4. We have 9 more to go through. You ready for this? Let's rapid fire these, I believe. Okay. So day number 2, Tuesday, match number 2 is between 2 streamers, Jack Penguin and Vic Talks. Jack playing with the black pieces and Vic playing here with the white pieces. This is game 1 between the two of them, and I gotta say, the opening that these two played was the most solid so far. We see a central pawn from both players moving their knights, maybe the bishop coming out to b2 somewhere in the future. Very nicely done. Bishop comes out here, but white does sacrifice this pawn in the center pretty early. So Vic already down a pawn in this game 1, kicking the knight back out, and bishop to d5. Okay, knight comes in the center, and white can actually win a pawn back here, but this is -6 for black. And it's -6 for black here because of the move knight takes f3 check, removing the defender of this bishop. So even though the bishop is hitting the queen, a check obviously has higher priority. No matter what you take back with, the bishop is hanging at the end of this sequence, and Jack Penguin does not find it, instead plays pawn f6. Now it's still winning for black after the bishop retreats. Pawn g5, white's going back, but now it's almost an even game again. Knight goes here. Pieces are flying off the board. We see taking the knight. Queen comes out, checking the king. Now this is scary for black. It's +2.5 for white. Very scary position for black. Black cannot defend this with any pieces. Only move king e7. So king for black can no longer castle. We have the knight coming out, but black firing back with a fork. Jack getting a fork between the king and the rook, and Jack is picking up material here, but it is mate in 2 for white. If white can see the move queen f7, followed by knight e4 mate, so the king only move, and this is checkmate if Vic can see it. But Vic misses it and instead recaptures the knight, and now it's -4.5 for black, and now black is crushing because black can escape the mate with queen e8, trying to trade off the queens. Black plays c6, which to his credit does also stop the mate. It gives the king another escape square, so it's technically not a forced mate anymore. Bishop coming to f7, and this position, it's back to equal. It's literally like basically equal. I mean, white is down a piece, but because of how weak black's king is here and how loose all these pawns are, it's an equal position. And look at this king in the center. Look at this king in the center. Neither kings have castled. Look at all of black's pieces on the back rank. That none of them have moved yet. So white's pieces are very active, but black has more material. It's such an unusual game. We have some shuffling with the pieces, kicking the bishop out. The knight's on a more active square here. We have bishop coming out to g7, looking along the diagonal. This is very good for black. The game is 0-0-0 according to the engine, even though black is up a piece. Queen takes the pawn. However, this is losing for white after king takes bishop, because black's just going to be up another piece, and he finds it. Jack finds, takes on f7, and what is this queen doing here? It's doing nothing. It's not threatening this. There's too many defenders. It's not attacking anything. It's just the queen. The knight can't come in to help with the attack, and this king is just on an open file, and uh-oh. The rook might be coming in, and uh-oh. The queen might maybe be coming in after you kick out this knight, of course, but things could go very bad for white very quickly. The bishop comes out to put another attacker on this pawn, this really weak pawn, but you can just solidify with d6, and beautiful moves here by Jack Penguin, lining up the rook with the king to set up some sort of discoveries maybe in the future. Bishop tries to attack the queen, but an in-between move by Jack Penguin. Check on the white king, ignoring the attack on the queen, letting it hang. The king has to move. And there's so many moves that are crushing here. You could play b6, you could play queen d7, you could play all sorts of things. Queen e7 is also okay. Almost trying to get a queen trade in here. Queen takes pawn check though. Bishop comes over, bishop is pinned. Knight comes in with check. Okay, this is looking a little bit scary maybe for black. I mean, it's still completely winning, but at this level, anything can happen. King slides back, and we're winning an exchange. White's just winning an exchange, and you have to take with the queen. Because if you take with the king, oh my, or you can take with nothing. Black's just taking with nothing. You didn't win the piece back yet. This is plus, oh no, this is +5 for white now. Unbelievable. +5 for white. Queen h6 check. That's not the right move though. Here Vic talks you to find queen takes, where is it? Oh my God. Queen takes f6 check. Forcing a queen trade defended by the knight. You needed to take the bishop. Oh my God. Oh my God, because at the end of it all, you'd be up a piece. You'd just be up material, would you not? Takes, forcing a queen trade, taking with the knight, threatening this pawn still. And white is, yeah, white's just up a knight in this endgame. But queen h6 is, it's just equal. And the material is equal too, if you count it up before taking the knight, but now you take the knight, and oh gosh, what is white gonna do here now? But you'll notice it's still winning for white. Even though white is down a piece, can you find the move here? White has the incredible rook e1, defended by the bishop, and pinning the queen to the king, winning black's queen. But Vic Talks doesn't see it, instead playing rook c1, and now allowing Jack's queen to escape with a check, hunting this king out. Check, 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 bishop check. And pawn is just gonna march down and maybe try to make a queen. You could bring the rook into the game. There's a lot of different game plans here. But Vic just walks himself into mate. Vic simply loses defense of the bishop, playing seemingly the worst possible move on the board because this diagonal is covered. And Jack Penguin doesn't even know it's mate and accidentally takes the bishop and mates Vic on a3. What a game! I think both players were winning at least 5 different times in this game. This game was absolutely stellar. Oh my God. Oh, what's up, Joe Rawl? He moves in his rook and the black hunts the knight and the voice of Gotham. Exactly, dude, exactly. Hey Cam, what's up? We're reviewing all the games from this week, so we're trying to make like a Gotham-esque type recap of all the games this week. But the match wasn't over. This was just game 1 between Vic and Jack, and you can see how close these guys are in skill level. 2 of the probably stronger players in this event, closer to like the 600 or 700 rating as well. We now see Vic on the black pieces, pardon my English there, and Jack on the white pieces. And again, Jack hanging a pawn early. Okay. Jack hanging a pawn. Vic already up. It is move 3, and Vic is already up a full pawn. White gets some good development. Black is able to develop with tempo, blocking his own center pawn, but able to get the queen to dial back a notch, and Black's just developing. Black's just developing, h5, getting a little aggressive here. White trying to instigate a bishop trade. We have d5, bishop goes back, and there's lots of interesting things you can do here. You can actually even technically play this move. Can you play d4 here? Does that work? Like some sort of, no, I guess there's too many defenders on this. So we have g5, and actually before g5, this is -2 for, it's -2 for, it's -2 because you're gonna win knight for bishop here, and Black's pieces are just gonna wind up being very active in this position. The queen is gonna have made like half of White's moves so far. And you're gonna be able to just get a nice juicy center here with Black, and but Vic decides to play g5, which on the surface is whatever, it's fine. The engine hates that move because you hang the knight. Oh no. Oh, Vic has already hung a knight. Vic has hung a knight. Queen d6. You don't want to trade when you're down material, but Vic is scared. I think Vic is just nervous and pawn push, but now you're hanging another piece, and Jack sees it right away. Vic is down 2 pieces, and this game continues, and pieces are flying off the board. e5, but you can move the knight now with all sorts of different discovery ideas on this king, and knight jumps here and back. There's a pawn loss for White, but White just has 2 extra knights, and oh my god, now White's up a bunch of pawns, and White does, in this position, Jack Penguin does hang one of his knights and gives Vic a little bit of hope, but it's still crushing for White. Engine thinks +5 here because you just have a full knight and you have an extra, do you have an extra pawn? I guess it's 6 pawns to 6 pawns, extra knight. You're gonna be able to double these rooks on this file, and you're gonna go nuts as White here, and Vic is just hanging his pawns. Like, Vic is just losing pawns, and there's just a fork. Vic lost a pawn and then also blundered a fork with the 2 rooks, and he's gonna lose a rook, and now Jack's not only up a knight, but now he's actually up a full rook, and these rooks are not happy. These rooks are gonna get in this game, and like rook e5 is just a dominating move here. Rook e5 getting the rooks on this file. You need to make room for your king so you don't get back ranked at any point, but the rooks are coming in, and these rooks are hungry. These rooks are like Pac-Man coming in here, munching away at these pawns. Rook coming in, bring this rook over here, and you're just gonna crush. Like, rook d5 is destroying here. You can play all sorts of things. You also want to make sure your king doesn't ever get back ranked, but we'll see if something like that happens. Pawn f4, okay. Vic trying to provide complications. Rook coming in to defend both the pawns. Okay, you could easily win one of these pawns, like something like this, putting too much pressure on one of these pawns. We have pawn trying to trade, but pawn f3, and now Jack is locking one of his rooks away, sort of. The rook can come out. It'll take a couple moves for it to escape, but this rook is kind of passive here. We have a pawn here, and we have to be careful. We have to always be very careful as Jack Penguin here, because at any point, if there's not something eyeing this pawn, threatening to capture it, we have rook e5, and if you give Vic 2 free moves, this is just checkmate. Rook e5, rook e1 is just checkmate if Jack is not careful. So we have pushing another pawn, okay. Vic trying to push the pawns, rook trying to threaten to take it, king goes up. Okay, now this pawn is defended. Now this pawn is defended by not only the rook, but also another pawn, and you have to be super careful here. It also attacks this rook. Okay, check. King up, rook over. Now this is Vic's opportunity. This is Vic's basically only opportunity to play either rook e5 or rook d5, threatening this. It doesn't really work because you can always move this pawn to give some space to your king. You could always play rook e3 or rook d3 or whatever, but this is Vic's opportunity, and Vic doesn't see this idea, just moves his king out of the way, and now this pawn is lost, and now you can never leave the eyes of this pawn or it's gonna get captured. What if he did b5 to b6 pawn instead of moving king? b5 to b6? You mean the pawn goes backwards? What if he did b5 to b6? b5 to, what? I think I'm confused. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you're saying here. So takes, pushing, and in this position, the game is plus 20 for Jack Penguin. It is plus 20 for white because not only does white have 2 rooks, but even if all 3 of the rooks just disappear from the board, it is 5-2 pawns. And it is just crushing for white. It's actually, the engine's reevaluating is plus 52. But Jack has 49 seconds on the clock. And Jack Penguin needs to win this game. So we start seeing some shuffling. We take the pawn, we're shuffling with the rooks. You've won one of the black pawns, okay? And at any point here, you can actually force a rook trade too. Rook to b5 forces a rook trade. Okay, you take my rook, I take your rook. Same here, okay? Rook b5, you could take my rook, I take your rook. Doesn't want to do it, okay? Jack is not sure how to force a rook trade here. You could have also forced a rook trade here, rook f4. Trading the rooks, okay? That's what you need to do in these endgames when you're up a rook. Trade one of the rooks to avoid any sort of complications. The pawn's pushing up, threatening to check in here, trying to get some sort of maybe ladder type mate situation. King to the side. Jack Penguin here has 17 seconds to convert this position to a checkmate, and now he does get one of the rooks off the board. Jack gets a rook off the board, and he has 16 seconds to checkmate. 14 seconds. Rook slides over, cutting off the black king. Great idea. Trying to maybe promote this pawn and getting the king stuck on the side of the board, trying to push the pawn up. 7 seconds left for Jack Penguin. Vic is playing king g5. Vic is shuffling his king around. Vic's only piece left to move is the king. Here could still be a stalemate. Jack can still lose on time. Anything could happen in this game. We have king slides over. He makes a queen. Jack Penguin makes a queen. He has 6 seconds to checkmate. Vic talks in this position. King to d5. Discovered check. And in this position, we have 4 seconds on the clock for Jack. Jack uses 2 seconds to play king, queen, c7. And in this position, Jack Penguin loses to time in game 2. He's completely dominating, but Jack loses to time. The match is 1-1. Bro. So we go to game 3, and spoiler, Jack Penguin is able to win very clean game 3, and it winds up being 2-1 Jack. And we have game 4 here to show you real quick. Game 4 was a tough one to watch, to be honest. To go through this pretty quickly, Jack versus Vic. Jack is up a point. Jack only needs one more to win, and what you'll notice here in this game is Jack is developing his minor pieces, his bishop and his knight, and Vic brings his queen out kind of early, but Vic is just moving pawns. And out of the first 7 moves of the game, 6 of them are pawn moves. And this is not what you want in chess. You don't want to be moving your pawns. You want to get your pieces into the game, right? You want to get these pieces activated into the game, and Vic just doesn't have that. And it's plus 1.4 for white simply because white just has more activity, okay? Pawn pushes up, and Jack is safely castled, but Vic's king is just sitting here like a duck in the center of the board. And again, it's been 9 moves. It's been 9 moves. Look, every single pawn is off of its starting square except for the A pawn. And that's because the queen is taking up the A file. None of these pieces have moved for Vic. What is Vic doing here? Vic is I don't know, is Vic BMing? Is Vic just trolling? But knight comes out, but it's too late to bring the knight out now because the bishop is staring down the diagonal. This queen has infiltrated. The knight is threatening pawns that are hanging. There's so much going on here. Second bishop coming in, so much pressure surmounting on these pieces, on these diagonals. And we have knight jumping out of the way, threatening the queen, but the queen comes into the center and it's just over. I mean, queen takes the hanging knight over here and king f8, and it's mate in 1. Jack Penguin taking this 3-1 game. Very nicely done by Jack Penguin. Wrapping up day 2. Kixie won 3.5 to a half. Jack Penguin won 3-1 in day 2. Oh my God. I wonder how long this recording's been. I think I'm gonna have to chop this video into 2 parts. Like, I'm gonna keep recording the rest of this now, but this video is gonna be too long. We've gone through 7 games so far, and I still have 6 more to show you. So if you enjoyed the games here, consider subscribing. This video for part 2 of this will come out immediately after part 1, probably within the next few hours or the next day or whatever. And Come watch the rest of this tournament on twitch.tv. It's going to be live all the next 2 weeks on my channel. Link in bio. Subscribe on YouTube if you want to check out more chess videos. There's a lot of good stuff on our channel. Appreciate you guys being here. Have a good rest of your day, and as Gotham would say, get out of here. Okay, that's going to be part 1. We're going to do part 2 in a second. Let's say hi to everyone real quick. We'll do another, I guess we'll do a part 2 to that. We'll do it in just a second. Oh my god, I gotta relax for a second. What happened to the music? Is the music even still playing? Oh yeah, it is. I just turned it down a little bit. Oh my god. Chess recap. Excuse me. Chess week 1 recap part 1. Oh my god. Sorry, I mean B4 to B5 to B4. It's all right. Well, we can review it another time. Oh my god, that's a lot of analysis for a single day. Yeah, and I tried to pick only the best games, but there's just so many good games that it was hard to pick. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll go to part 2, and we'll make it 2 separate YouTube videos because that video could easily be like half an hour, maybe a little less than that, but it'll probably be somewhere close to that. It'll probably be at least 20 minutes. So we'll make a part 2, and we'll just publish them right after one another. Oh my god. So while we're in between these recaps, real quick, a quick announcement for you guys. We do have all the time slots, I'm pretty sure, confirmed for most of the competitors for next week. We had 8 players make it to week 2 for the quarterfinals. I don't have posters for this yet, but I will announce. I can let you guys know. I can give you a sneak peek at who's playing who. Especially since Joe is here. Joe, I'll let you know who you're playing, and we'll let everyone else know who they're playing. But here's how it's going to work. We have 2 days for week 2. Okay, so there will be 2 matches each day. 2 matches on Tuesday and 2 matches on Thursday. So week 2 is only going to be 2 days. And then Sunday of this upcoming week, maybe I'll take off again. We'll do some more recaps, or I'll figure out how I want to do it. But there's 2 days of action. 4 players will play on each day, and the winners will make it to the semifinals. There will be 4 players who will make it to week 3. And in week 3, we'll do the semifinals and the finals. On Tuesday, this upcoming week, in 2 days from now, what's up, K-Smack? Sneak peeks? Yes, I don't have the posters yet, but on Tuesday, actually, you guys are both playing on Tuesday, but not against each other. So in the earlier slot, we're actually going to be kind of switching the times a little bit to make it more accommodating for people. So the stream is not going to start until like an hour later on Tuesday. I think we're going to start the stream around 5:45-ish my time, which is mountain time. We're going to have Joe, you're going to be playing first against Wid. That's going to be the first match of the night. And then K-Smack, you're going to play against Arrington Weaver, who took down Kelsey in the previous event, or in the previous week. So that's who you guys will be playing against. Wid versus Joe, and then Weaver, Ari versus Smack. And then in day 2 on Thursday, we're going to have Pox versus Kixie, and then Evil Space Bunny is playing against Jack Penguin in the later slot. So those are our 4 matches. I have a little thing here. I guess I can just show you guys, like, I'll take a screenshot and post it in Discord, I guess. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I could do that. Let's hide this column. Let's hide some of these columns. I don't want to give away any more stuff. Let's hide some of these columns. Hide this one. I'll take a screenshot and post it in Discord so you guys can see the actual I'll post in our Discord. Cause I didn't have time to make pictures yet. I took yesterday off. I took yesterday off, and I wanted to just relax all day. And then today I slept in pretty late, so I'll make some visuals and post them on maybe on Twitter tomorrow or something. Week 2 matches. Where did that even save to? Wait, what the heck? File save as? Oh my god, it saved to scene elements? Alright, whatever, sure. Oh god. I shouldn't have gotten so loud during that recap. My voice is like... my voice can't handle all this. Today was supposed to be a day off for my voice. That's why I didn't want to have a tournament day today. Oh my gosh. Let's throw it in Discord. Okay. So yeah, here's what we're gonna be doing. Can I zoom in on this? Yeah, here are the matches for week 2 if you guys want to screenshot it or whatever. So Wid's playing against Joe, Ari's playing against Smack, Pox and Kixie, and then ESB and Jack Penguin. These are the slots I put people in. These are all Mountain Standard Time, which is my time zone. You guys can convert this to whatever time zone you want. That's when people are playing, at least what I've put down so far. Hopefully people can do it. Really enjoying learning chess with you. Being in this tournament has really reignited my love for this game in a way I haven't felt since elementary school. It's a great game, yeah. And there's a lot of people who play it, and it's kind of a good universal game that just a lot of people know how to play, and it's simple and it's free, and you can play with anyone. It's a great game. Sneak peeks. Wid Weezy's a crazy strong player. Yeah, Wid's pretty decent, but Joe Rawl will give him some good competition, I think. I think Joe Rawl will put him in his place, you know. I mean, you saw how we didn't do Wid's recap yet, but Wid had a completely lost position against Pixel. The thing is, I think Pixel was a little bit lower rated and didn't understand how to convert from a winning position, which we'll talk about when we get to Wid's recap. But you can actually get a pretty good position against Wid in the opening if you cheese him a little bit, and then if you know how to convert from there, you might be able to get there. So I believe Joe Roll could get a game on Wid, at least a game. You'll see what I mean when we look at the recap. I guarantee Wid's not gonna fall for the same thing, but you'll get some ideas based on what I show you here. We gotta give Joe Rawl a little bit of an edge here because Joe Rawl is the underdog, so we gotta hook him up with some. We gotta hook him up with some strategies, some tactics. How scared should I be of my opponent? You should be scared. Kixie's pretty good. I think Kixie's rated like 600, 650. Kixie's pretty good at chess. I mean, she swept notes. She got a draw, but she got a draw by stalemate and then won 3 games, so she's pretty decent. I'm also very interested to see Evil Space Bunny versus Jack. I have a feeling Jack is going to do pretty well. But we'll see. Jack is probably one of the other stronger players in the event. Jack is very, very good at chess. He used to play with me occasionally. He's pretty decent. I think he's probably closer to 700 or 800. We'll see what happens. Maybe Evil Space Bunny will prepare and practice some games in preparation for the event. And we'll see some surprises from her. Like 610, that's pretty good. Yeah, I wrote you down as like 600-ish. That's what we got. I just basically assigned people based on when they told me they were available. I didn't prefer people to play against certain other people. I just tried to give people what times they'd be happy with. And some people had specific slots they wanted. Some of you, thank you very much for being flexible. And this is what we're gonna do next time. All right, let's continue with the recaps. And since you guys are all here, Schmack, Joe, and Pox, this will be good for you guys because you can, I'm gonna show you, basically, I'm showing you guys some of your potential opponents' games, and you can kind of see, you know, the play style of your opponents and get a dip perspective from someone that's a little bit higher rated. And I'm kind of just basically revealing what these people are doing and their strategies and poke holes in their games and giving you guys a little bit of a, not only am I giving you guys who you're playing against ahead of time, but I'm also giving you a little bit of an edge as to well, I guess what kind of playstyle each of your opponents has. So we still have to get to 4 more matches, and we're gonna do that right now. Hey, thank you, Eva Creatives, for following. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the Daru crew. Or let's keep it going. Do I do another intro for this video? Yeah, probably. All right. You guys ready? I'm gonna turn off the chat and we're gonna do these recaps. We're gonna get another YouTube video. I'm pumped. We're gonna get some good content. Nick, I got coached by a 1400 earlier. Did you get coached by Smack's girlfriend? She's 1400, right, Smack? Who is your 1400 coach? Not me, but to spend the next 2 days analyzing all the games on Wid's profile. Yeah, you can do that. I would go for it, dude. You need it. You might honestly get a big advantage by doing that. I don't think Wid has Wid been playing games since his last game? I saw his profile, but I forget. Yeah, he might have actually played a few. Shameless way to start a convo. Are you interested in having? Nope, I am not. If all you came in here to do was ask if I want to buy custom graphics, then I'm gonna pass. And I'd appreciate if you did not ask again, or I will ban you. Bet he has 100+ 10 games total. Yeah, I'd rather you just unfollow me, creatives, if that's all you want. So you're welcome to unfollow me. If anyone in here wants to play before, aw, that's very nice of you to offer, Pox. All right, let's do it. We'll do another intro. We'll get right into things. So we're gonna recap, for your guys' information, we're gonna recap Pox. Actually, Pox, we're gonna get right into your game. We're gonna recap Pox's and Cappy's match. Then we're gonna recap Ari and Kelsey's match. Then we're gonna recap Zaggern and Wid, and then we're gonna recap Evil Space Bunny and Cameron. All right. Let's do it. Okay, everything's off on this view. Let's do it. Skip game 3. I already have the games I'm reviewing. I'm not reviewing every single game, but I already have all the good ones that we're gonna see. Skip game 3. I actually might have skipped game 3, I actually think. Okay. I don't know, we're about to see in a second. Which ones did I do? Let's just actually review this real quick before I do it. We have game 1. I think we actually have game 1, game 3, and game 4. Yeah, we have the first 4 games for you guys. We have game for Ollie, for Ari, Wid, Space Bunny, and Cameron. Okay, this one is actually gonna be a quicker recap, I think. Maybe we save the Cappy Pox one for last, actually, because the Cappy Pox one I have the most games for because it's the most intense one. I'm gonna reorganize these. I have a new idea. We're gonna reorganize these. Okay, here we go. Let's do our intro. Case Max says W. Exactly, dude. Let's do it. Start recording. I got 16 Twitch streamers. One more time. I got 16 Twitch streamers who are brand new at chess to play against each other in a multi-week chess tournament. In the previous recap, we went through the first 4 matches of the first round of the tournament, and now we're gonna go over the second 4 matches of the first week of the tournament to see who qualifies for the quarterfinals. By the way, if you want to catch the rest of this game live, you should go check out the link to our Twitch channel. One more time. If you want to catch the rest of these games live, you should check out the link in the bio to my Twitch channel where you will see it over the course of the next 2 weeks. Let's get into the recap, starting with match number 1. Okay. We're also going to mix up the order that we do these matches a little bit to have the more exciting ones come later. So we're actually starting with the matches from this past Friday, and then we'll do the Thursday matches second. So where is this? Okay. Our first game from Sunday in the earlier time slot is Wid versus Pixel. We initially had Zaggard who was going to play, but Pixel wound up replacing Zaggard due to Zaggard not showing up to the event on time. Anyways, Pixel versus Wid, and we have a very simple E4, E5 opening, but Pixel opting to play against the wayward queen attack. Now, let me be clear. Wid is actually potentially the highest rated, if not one of the highest rated players in the tournament, and probably a very scary opponent for many people to be playing against. Rated around the rating of 800 for this event, with a peak, I think he said, of 950. So Wid, pretty strong here. However, Wid decides against the wayward queen attack, decides against Pixel to play pawn g6, immediately blundering queen takes e5 check, and it's already +8 for Pixel, immediately picking up the rook and Pixel's queen, just bullying this king pawn in the center. It is already completely destroyed. At the top level, this game would be completely over, but the game does go on, of course. We have Wid. Wid is already crushed. You can see it in his eyes when he's playing in this event, losing a pawn over here as well. Wid is just trying to develop his pieces normally, pretend that nothing ever happened. And trying to make some threats of his own. You see Wid trying to play for knight takes c2 here, forking the king and the rook. You can also defend against this move by playing bishop d3, protecting this pawn, but Pixel decides to play king d1 and foregoing the opportunity to ever castle, but instead defending the pawn. It's still +8 for white in this position. The bishop's going to come develop, but get kicked immediately back out. We're going to trade knights in the center, which all these exchanges are very, very good for white, who's just up a full rook. It is +11 in this position for Pixel. +11! Pawn here with maybe ideas to put the bishop onto b2. We have the queen coming out, the bishop coming out here. Wid's trying to pose problems to Pixel's position, playing some d4, maybe trying to get this or attack the rook, attacking here, attacking the rook, and with this move, Pixel doesn't see his rook as hanging. Pixel doesn't see the rook as hanging and plays pawn takes d3, and you can see the evaluation bar goes from +8 to -7 after queen takes a1. Top engine move. Bishop slides back to defend, but it's -14 now because his bishop is stuck here. The king can't castle. These pieces aren't developed. White is playing with one piece in this game. White is playing with one piece. The queen is the only piece activated in this position. And the queen is just going to start harassing White's pieces, and bishop comes in, forking these next two pieces. Oh my god. Oh my god. Picking up not one but two rooks, and White's just down a full rook now. White's down a full rook, and White's still trying to provide to pose some sort of complications over here on the king side, but Wid's just winning all of Pixel's pieces. Wid has won rook number 1, rook number 2, bishop number 1, and Pixel's pieces are just flying off the board. Queen coming in here and check, and oh my god, trying to get this queen trade, and Pixel actually has a pretty nice move here. Queen takes f7, really trying to get into black's position, trying to maybe get some other checks in, try to get some sort of counterplay, but Pixel doesn't see it. Pixel exchanges the queens, and Pixel is now down a devastating amount of material. And after the bishops come to the sides of the board and the rooks trade off, there's just a plethora of extra pawns here, both passed pawns coming down. These bishops are just, the king can never leave this corner of the board, and the pawns are just gonna promote. The pawn's just gonna come in here. Both players have plenty of time, 4 minutes for Pixel, 5.5 for Wid, who should have no trouble checkmating in this position. Wid decides to flex a little bit, makes 2 queens, and the game will be decided by ladder mate here at the end on move 50. One of the longest games we've actually seen up until this point. Move 50, Wid is gonna win game 1. And Wid actually winds up winning the next 2 games in a clean sweep, not getting shook by the Wayward Queen attack in game 2 either. Any sort of other mating threats or anything. Wid cleans up with a good 3-0 here on Friday's match. Nice job by him. We move on to match 2. Match 2 is Cameron versus Evil Space Bunny. Cam playing on black, Evil Space Bunny on white. Cam and Evil Space Bunny might be 2 of the lowest rated or newest players in the entire event. In fact, both of them actually made chess.com accounts for this event. Both of them didn't have any other games in their account for me to estimate their rating. I wrote them both in as 400, but they might honestly both be like 200 for all I know. And this is actually going to be game number 3. This is actually game number 3. I'm not going to tell you who won the first 2 games quite yet, but we're going to take a look at the third game because the third was the longest and by far the most exciting of the 3. Space Bunny's 925. No, Space Bunny's not actually 925. That's just a rating that you get when you sign up. She probably just got that rating. Like she probably got like 1,000 when she signed up or something, and she probably got 800 when she signed up. And she's the only game she's won were against Cam, so she's probably like a few hundred. She is not 925, to be completely clear. Okay, like it's a brand new account. She has no games on her account. Okay. So Evil Space Bunny on white, Cam on black. This is game number 3 of their match, and I'll tell you who won the first ones momentarily, but we have E4 and H6. So Cam's gonna be playing a little more passively here. A very atypical Rook H7 move. Not sure why Cam's playing this way, but okay. The Wayward Queen attack here, not gonna do too much because Cam did not play the move E5 to begin with, so nothing to worry about there. Kicking the queen out, and actually, this position is already totally fine for black. In fact, the computer favors black's position here, simply because this queen is on a very unusual square. The bishop is blocking one of the center pawns from coming out, and now black can easily take control of the center. I mean, black can bring their knights out and put their pawns up and be totally fine, and black is gonna do that. Black's gonna bring their knight out and just play a normal development game. Now, this is a bit unusual, allowing white to damage your structure by making this exchange, but it's okay. Knight to the center, and this position, again, plus 0.6, plus 0.7 for black. Black's doing pretty well here. Bishop comes out, but now you have to be very careful here. You have to be very careful. This move is -5 for black if black can find exactly D5. Not only hitting the bishop, but also a discovery on the queen, attacking 2 pieces at once. And this is a hard move to see. A hard move to see even at a higher level. So Cam, instead playing very solid, plays D6, the same idea of discovery, but a little bit less powerful. Okay, it's still -2 for black here, but Evil Space Bunny plays this is a move. G4, intercepting the attack, but now everything is hanging in white's position. This pawn is hanging this way, or this way. This pawn is hanging this way. This pawn is hanging this way. Cam has so many options. It's just it's like his pieces are gonna just be coming in and just gobbling things up. Knight takes here in the center, still crushing for black. And okay, Queen D7, maybe thinking of coming in here, but we're gonna trade off one of the knights for Evil Space Bunny. Okay, it's still great for black, and now Cam needs to move his knight out of the attack when D3 is played, but he doesn't see it. He instead plays Bishop G7. And Evil Space Bunny's up a knight. Evil Space Bunny's just up a piece now. And it just seems to get worse from there, because not only is Evil Space Bunny up a knight, but now Evil Space Bunny's up a queen after Cam sacrifices, after Cam plays a Botez Gambit and throws his queen away. And the game just continues to simplify. Cam throws away his rook, and his king moves to the center of the board, trying to tear apart at the position somehow. Check from Evil Space Bunny down the center of the file here. Check again, picking up a bishop, and now Cam just has no pieces left. Cam went from completely crushing, like -5 position, to having a bishop and a rook against. Look at all these pieces ESB has. Look at this army that's going to be coming in to tear apart this king, winning the bishop, winning the rook. Cam has no pieces left. Cam has thrown away everything, and Cam has a minute on the clock. Taking on e5. Oh my god, all the pawns are getting gobbled. And in this position, with 2 seconds on the clock, Cam loses the time. And even if Cam doesn't lose the time, only move is king c7, and there will be a checkmate happening in just a couple moves here. And even if Evil Space Bunny does not see this checkmate, I guarantee she will be able to gobble up these pawns and eventually win with the queen, the rooks, the bishops, the knight, the 3 pawns, the army of pieces she has. And Evil Space Bunny won not only this game 3, but she won the first 2 games as well in an even more convincing fashion. In fact, Cam and I chatted really quickly after games 1 and 2 because I wanted to help him out a little bit, and this was the best game he played so far and had a winning position. Both these players, mind you, were insanely intoxicated during this game and just ripping out moves left and right, and it was a fun one to watch. Nice job, Evil Space Bunny, who's advancing to the second week into the quarterfinals. So both Widweez and Evil Space Bunny won their respective games on Sunday and are proceeding to the quarterfinals of this championship. And now we're going to go back to the Thursday games. Oh my, things are about to get hot and heated here. Arrington Weaver and Kelsey Does Locks, 2 other Twitch streamers who are facing off, who theoretically both have brand new chess.com accounts and are both what I thought were going to be similarly rated to players like Cameroon and Evil Space Bunny. But I was very impressed by the performance of one of these players. And you're going to see which one of those I was impressed by in just a moment. What's up? No Go the Reaper? Wait, what? I don't know how to say it. No Scoth Reap. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming into the stream. We're reviewing some of our tournament games from this past week. Anyways, Kelsey Does Locks, Arrington Weaver, Arrington on white, Kelsey on black. We're starting with some standard stuff and the center game. The center game is when white plays 2 pawns out like this. You could, of course, take in the center, forcing the queen out, and then playing some sort of like a weird reverse Scandinavian where white actually is the one moving their queen back, but they already have a pawn in the center. Very unusual. This is totally fine for both sides. Kelsey decides to defend with the f pawn here. And again, both these players are very low rated. They both just made accounts for this event. Keep this in mind. Bishop out, normal developing move. At any time, of course, as black, you do want to, or as white, you kind of want to make this exchange or push or something like this. You don't really want to leave this here necessarily. Like best move here for white is to actually take the pawn. And then for black, the best move is to actually defend with this pawn instead, or, you know, this is not what black wants to happen. So knight's coming out. Both players are developing, kind of like ignoring whatever the heck is going on in the center. And instead of taking, Ari decides to push. Okay, now Ari already has a lovely position here. It's plus 1.4 for white. Beautiful knight bishop and a nice big fat juicy center threatening the knight. Kelsey is going to jump out here. Okay, totally fine. Not the best move, but not hanging the knight. Castle's playing very safe for Ari and now trying to confront this pawn in the center. But the issue is, yeah, the pawn can just push. The pawn can just push, and look at this thorn in white's position defended by the queen. This is just such an annoying piece to have to deal with. What is going on here? And it's even more annoying when you miss that it's threatening your knight, because in this position, Kelsey blunders the knight and is already down a piece. Oh no. Oh no, move 8. Kelsey has not castled yet. Not only that, but Kelsey can't castle because of this beautiful bishop here. And now the knight's getting kicked out, but oh my god, Kelsey's hanging another piece. And you actually cannot take with the pawn. You have to take with the bishop because otherwise the rook is hanging, but Kelsey doesn't see this and loses the rook, and Ari snaps this up right away. Ari's been playing very, very quickly and efficiently here, only using 1:20 so far. Kelsey's used almost 3 minutes on her clock. Kelsey is already getting obliterated. It is plus 15 for white here. We have a few more moves. Bishop comes out, bishop comes out. Kelsey coming in to defend, and this trade, of course, is so good for Ari. Not only are you doubling the pawns for black, but you're up so much material. Trading is good, but Ari says, you know what? I don't even need to trade yet. Bishop a6. And now we're double attacking this piece. You cannot take me because then your queen is hanging. But Kelsey doesn't know how to defend against this. She just allows her bishop to get taken. She takes the rook and takes the bishop, but now she's down another exchange. Oh my god, she's down queen for rook. Oh no. Kelsey is just left with a bishop and a rook, and again, Ari can just take this at any time. But Ari's like, nope, I'm just gonna take the free material. I'm just gonna take I'm just gonna get in here, get all up in your position. Like, I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I can take this bishop whenever I want to. So eventually, Kelsey takes. Kelsey's like, okay, like if I move this bishop out of the way, I'm gonna lose my pawn, and everything's just losing. Like, Ari's like, I'm still not gonna take your bishop. Queen takes c8, and I'm gonna take your rook first, and then I'm gonna take your bishop. And Ari just does so much material here, and after winning a few pawns and getting the pieces in, Ari is just coming in and harassing this black king, and Kelsey just has a minute and a half on the clock. Kelsey's just shuffling her king around, maybe trying to throw some pieces away, trying her best maybe for a stalemate, and it is actually close to stalemate if Ari doesn't deliver the right conjunction of checks here. But in this position, Kelsey does ultimately decide to resign this game. This was game one of the match, best of 5 between Kelsey and Ari, and let me tell you, games 2 and 3 were not much different, and Ari with a commanding sweep over Kelsey does locks in this tournament. Nice job, Ari, taking down Kelsey and qualifying for week 2 for the quarterfinals. Which leads us to our last match. Our last match of Thursday. Remember, we're doing these in reverse order. Wanted to save the best for last, of course. It's Cappy versus AKA Pox. Oh my. Two players who on the board have very similar ratings, around 450 to 500-ish. Now, these players both have a few games on their account. I figured they would be good matches for each other. This is game one. Cappy's on white, Pox is on black. Let's see what happens. Very standard opening for both these players, just playing a very typical thing. Cappy can, of course, play the Italian, the Ruy Lopez. Cappy can play the Scotch. Cappy can play whatever. Cappy plays the 4 knights, which is also totally fine. And then Bishop D6 from Pox. Now, you're going to see this recurring in a bunch of Pox's games. Pox here plays what's called the Falk beer variation from Black's perspective. And, you know, the reason, of course, it's called the Falk beer, which I said on commentary on stream, is because there's no shot you're playing this opening unless you've chugged like 8 beers. Because by doing this, you know, you can play this way, but you're sabotaging your own development. Like, you can't bring this center pawn out anymore, which is going to make it also hard to bring this bishop out. And now you're forced to bring the bishop out this way, and your pieces are just like clustered together here, and it doesn't look very pretty. But anyways, this is the way Pox plays his games. That is totally fine. Okay. Pox blundering a pawn. Blundering the b5 pawn. Not the end of the world, but losing a pawn. Now, this would work if it was like an Evans Gambit style thing, if you could play something like c6 and d5 and get like a nice juicy center, but it doesn't quite work here because after a6, the bishop just goes back to where it was. And it's just happy there. And Pox is just up, or Cappy's just up a pawn. It's plus 1.6. Let's see what else happens here. Takes in the center, a little bit of an exchange, and knight coming out. Okay, we're solidifying the structure. It's plus 2 for white here. White has some very active pieces. White's up a pawn. Things are looking good. White has a castled king. Black now has a castled king. And we're taking the center. Cappy's up. It's plus 1. We're doing good here. Now, hitting the knight. The knight has to leave. But instead, bishop oh my god, bishop g5. Cappy blunders the knight in the center. Oh no! But wait, it's not over yet. Because now, Pox blunders the bishop in the center. After takes, you cannot take, or your queen is hanging. Your queen is just hanging. Oh my god! And Pox doesn't see it! Pox lets his queen hang and Cappy snaps off that queen. Oh my god. So look at the material. The material here, we have 2 rooks for 2 rooks, and we have bishop and knight for a queen, but with a bunch of weaknesses, a bunch of weak pawns in the position. It is plus 5 for white, but let's also keep in mind, Cappy has 3 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. Let's see how we can manage this to try and convert this position. Queen comes out to try and get more active, attacking a piece. Knight moves out of the way. Queen's just attacking weaknesses in the position. The rook gets more active. The rooks double up on the open file. Pawn G3, kicking out the bishop. Cappy is down to a minute 45. Cappy has a minute 45 to convert this absolutely crushing position. Kicking the bishop out again. And oh my god, Pox hangs a piece. Pox is the one who has more time, but Pox is the one hanging pieces. Oh no, Pox. This cannot be happening. Rook slides over. Pawn comes up to challenge the pawn in the center. Pawns exchange. It's +9. It's +9 if you play the move F5, kicking the knight out and then getting in with either of your pieces, anything. Oh my god. Cappy can't find this, so Cappy has less than a minute left on the clock. He's trying. He's going in with the queen. He's going in. He's playing F5. Rook comes out, and now, oh my god. Cappy blunders his queen with 13 seconds on the clock, but it's still winning for white. It's still winning because he's still up rook for knight, and he has an extra pawn, and this king is stuck here, and this knight is stuck here. Oh my god. It's still completely winning. King's trying to get activated. The white's trying to move his pieces to better squares. Oh my god, he's moving his pieces up. 7 seconds left on the clock for Cappy. 7 seconds. Cappy's just throwing pieces forward. But Cappy's losing his pawns. Cappy's just throwing away his pawns. Cappy just lost 2, and now white is up. Black is up a pawn. It's only +3 in this position. White lost a 3rd pawn, and now white's sacrificing the rook for the knight, and he's just sacrificing the other rook, and he has 3 seconds on the clock, and after making this move before, Black even has a chance to respond. White resigns. Cappy just resigned. Cappy resigned because after king takes rook, he's just losing on time. And not only is he losing on time, but Pox has 5 pawns to 3 and a full rook, and the game is over. And after completely crushing the entire game, Cappy loses game 1. So Pox won game 1, and actually Pox won game 2 as well. So you'll notice the players actually alternate colors between games. Cappy was black on game 2. Cappy lost that one as well. And this is it. Pox is playing for a clean sweep here against Cappy. Pox is playing for a clean sweep. Let's see if he can do it. Let's see if Cappy can try again on white to get some sort of attack. Oh my. Queen h5. We see another wayward queen attack. Let's see how Pox responds. Oh my god. Pox plays one of the best moves. Knight c6 defending the pawn in the center. This is great. You can't take this pawn anymore. None of this nonsense that we saw from Widweed's game. Okay. Bishop c4. Okay, now guys, what's being threatened here? There's a very critical weakness in Black's position that has a lot of pressure being put on it. You can defend this in a few different ways. You could play pawn g6, knight h6. You could bring the queen up, but Pox in this position with knight f6, and Cappy snaps off. Queen takes f7. Checkmate for the fastest checkmate of the entire tournament happening in game 3. Cappy has a point in this match. Oh my god. Things are heating up. Things are heating up. Game 4. Pox is on white now. Pox is on white against Cappy, and Pox is just playing this absolutely ridiculous Falkbeer variation again, which I told Pox after this, Pox, if you're in the chat right now, you can't be doing this anymore. None of this bishop here blocking your pawn, and you'll see why this was a bit of an issue in this game. But anyways, so we have pawn coming forward, and just both players trying to get some pawns in the center, developing their pieces. This is fine. Okay, fine. Everything's fine so far. Pawn up here, and this is actually minus 3.6 already. In this position, it was minus 0.8, but once you move this pawn up, it's minus 3.6 after the move d4. And this is so good for Black because, Black's got a better center. Look at White's pieces. If d4 happens, look at White's pieces here. How is this queen ever getting into the game? How is this bishop ever getting into the game? How is this king ever castling? Oh my god, queen over here could happen at some given moment. What is this position for white? Look at this weak king on this diagonal. This is getting kind of scary. Now, Cappy doesn't play the move d5, but still plays a totally fine move, bringing the bishop out, and still black is playing for an advantage. And now, white goes knight g3, but white is missing something very critical here. White's pawn is simply hanging. You're attacking the knight that's loose, but this wins material and defends your knight. Cappy doesn't see it, instead moves his knight to a safer square. Okay, I don't blame you, that's still totally fine. Totally fine. -3 for Cappy, -3. Knight jumps in, and again, you take here. It's just gonna be like -6 for black. Just take the free pawn. Take the free pawn, and oh my God, this queen is just coming in. I mean, you'll have to remove the knight first, but this queen is just getting into the position. Look at this bishop. Rook can never go here to stop it. This bishop is insane. It is ludicrous. Like, all your pieces are about to get activated with this queen move. Your king will forever be safe behind here. Oh my God. Okay. G6 kicking out the knight. It's still -4.6. The knight hops in, but the knight is trapped. And now the knight is hanging and the pawn is hanging. Oh my God, this is so bad for Pax. What is he gonna do? It's -8. Oh my God. So knight jumps back and you just win the knight here. It's -8 takes and okay. Knight b6 from Cappy. Okay. Bishop retreats. Okay. Picking up a pawn. This is still so good. Look at this juicy center for black. Look at these bishops. Look at these knights. Look at these ponies. Oh my God. Everything is turning up Cappy here. And Cappy seemingly throws away the entire advantage with the move e4. You needed to play a move such as queen takes g5, knight c4, just continuing the pressure. We don't want this break to happen yet. And we don't want this break to happen because it is just losing a knight. The knight is just available. You're just hanging a piece for no reason, and it's still good for black because your position is still so crushing because this king's just sitting like a duck in the center, but Pax doesn't see it, and it's still good for black. Oh my God, 2 pieces are hanging, but it's still a winning position for black. This is insane. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Just take this and just shred open the center, and pieces are just gonna fly in here. Okay, he takes. Okay, the queens see each other. Okay, trading the queens. Okay. But again, this is hanging. But this is hanging. This is like a tactical shootout. What is going on in this game? We have knight to f2, ignoring the fact that the rook is hanging from Pax, and Cappy snipes that rook up. Cappy snipes at that rook on h1. And oh my. Can you look at this board and tell me which position you'd rather be playing right now? Can you take a peek at whose pieces are where? Because after knight takes on h1, Cappy is setting up his pieces for the next game. Cappy's pieces are all on the back rank. Every single one, even the pawns. The only piece that's not in the starting zone of the game is this lone pawn that has been hanging for like 17 moves. This is just unbelievable. Oh my God. So, position's -9 for black, but look at the time on the clocks. Cappy with 3 minutes. Cappy saw time troubles in the first game as well. Pax with 4 minutes, also low on time. Players start moving. We have check from black. The king's moving out. The rooks are connected now. Okay, there was a hanging knight that Pax finally saw. Pax sniping up that knight. Cappy's still up in exchange. He's still up in exchange in this position, and his pieces are more active for sure. Rook coming over here doesn't do too much, but it's still positionally winning for Cappy. And now, oh my God, it just went from -2 to -10. You do not want to hide your king in here because your rook is now dead for the rest of this game. This rook will never be used. It's almost like you're down another 5 points of material because you've shut down your own piece from getting into the game. You're basically playing with 1 piece right now as white, and Cappy is threatening potentially to double the rooks and just get in here, and you'll see that he's just threatening to do it now again too, and you're just gonna win material if you get in. You're gonna win both the bishops, and then like Cappy doesn't see it though. Cappy doesn't see it. It's -1 again. but the king goes in the corner, and again, you're gonna threaten to come in with mate now. You're threatening doubling rooks and mate in like 3 moves. Mate in 3 moves. Rook e8. Oh my, and then rook down here, and then after takes, this is mate. It's mate, and even if it wasn't mate, even if the king was here, you would threaten winning 2 pieces. King takes, but Cappy is down to 1:30 seconds on the clock, and Pox at 2:45, still holding in there. Making an escape square for the king. Love it. Knight comes in, bishop comes out, threatening the rook, okay, and oh, knight is check, okay, check, but the king's gonna come over, and then this is hanging, and this is hanging. You have to be so careful. And here, Cappy needs to find rook e2, defending the knight and also attacking the bishop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. And then if bishop were to come up here, you would win it. You can't move the bishop to counterattack the rook. It's so, and you have just all sorts of discoveries on the king with the knight. Oh my god. But instead playing here, and it just hangs a rook. And it's still winning for black. It's still minus 1.4. It's still winning. But you have to take. You have to take, because look at how passive these pieces are. You have to take and get your rook into the game, and Cappy doesn't see it. And Cappy's just gonna lose more material, and after Cappy moves bishop back, he just sees the writing on the walls. I mean, you're gonna lose this piece, and it's plus 10 here for Pox. The game is simply over. White will have won too much material, and Pox is moving on to week 2. My apologies, and the quarterfinals of the Pog Legends chess tournament. My god, these are some exciting games, and I'm looking forward to see more exciting games in week 2 of our coverage. Don't miss out on week 2 of this event live on twitch.tv. Link is in the description below. If you enjoyed these recaps, consider subscribing here on YouTube. There will be more videos that you might like that'll pop up on the screen, and I will make sure to see you all in the next video. As Gotham says, get out of here. And that's the end of the recap for this half. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. That's it. That's all I had for today's stream. Alright, let's turn everything back on. Oh my. Oh my god. If grown as a player since, trust Pog, he did it. I didn't realize how horrible that last game was for me. Oh my gosh. You're gonna be featured on YouTube now, Pox. You're gonna live immortally as a meme. No, I'm just kidding. You're not gonna live as a meme. You're gonna live as a legend because you won. Because you won, dude. That really fried my voice. Save this little introduction thing so I have it saved. I gotta rest my voice after that. We'll save this little intro snippet. My voice is so dead. I'm done. Like, I'm gonna go edit these videos now and put them on YouTube, and they're gonna go up tomorrow, I think. Whew. Okay. Thank you guys for coming today. That was the stream. We got through a lot of videos. I have a bunch of editing to do tonight. Speaking of editing, should I have this video come out tomorrow? If I can. I don't know if I can get it out. I'm gonna try my hardest to get these out tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe we come out with 3 videos this week. I have to do this, and then I have to do... Yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to edit these very much. I'm basically just going to take the VODs, or the recordings, and we're just going to kind of do what we will with them. Again, if you guys are just showing up right now, thank you so much for being here. My name is Nick Taru. This is our Twitch channel. It's good to have you. Consider leaving a follow if you haven't done so already, if you're enjoying the content. We are actually just reviewing the games from from last week's chess tournament that we hosted. These are going to be the matches as well for the upcoming event. So this upcoming week, here are the pairings that we have. We're going to see Wid, Joe, Ari, and K-Smack on this upcoming stream on Tuesday, in 2 days from today. We're going to see some more players fight. And then on Thursday, we will see Pox, Kixie, ESB, and Jack Penguin fighting as well. for spots in the quarterfinals of our tournament. It's going to be an exciting one. I'm really looking forward to having all you guys come by again. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be good. It's going to be a wild ride. Pax, if we ever play together in this tournament, can we conspire to have an en passant moment? Oh my god. Hey, Pax. Hey, Pax is first. What's up, my dude? Pax, you gonna come back on Tuesday to watch the chess tournament? Hopefully we'll get you in there. Oh my god, Pax, we just recapped the entire first 8 matches. That took a while. But it was good. Oh my god. Oh, I was hyped about that. I've only ever recapped games once, and it was actually a meme. You guys probably don't know this, but like 6 months ago or so, I actually made a video on my channel. It's really, I thought it was funny. It didn't do very well, but I thought it was a great idea. It's actually still one of my favorites. I'm gonna show it to you guys real quick. We're not gonna watch it. I just want to show you what it is in case you want to check it out. But about 6 months ago or so, I recorded this video. Let's see if I can find it. I guess it's pretty old. Okay, here it is. I recorded this video. It's called Every Gotham Chess Recap Ever. And it's super funny. It's basically me as me like imitating a Gotham recap. Like I tried to be like him, and the view is like literally exactly what the Gotham thing looks like, and I like tried to meme on it, and it was really funny. I mean, it came out 5 months ago. It was one of my favorites. It's super funny. Maybe not everyone thought the same, but if you ever want to check it out, it's I spent a lot of time on this video. And only 18 lovely souls got the viewing pleasure of enjoying this absolute masterpiece of a video. I'm not gonna spoil any of it, but if you want to check it out, it's on my channel. It's called Every Gotham Chess Recap Ever. Yeah. So that's the only other chess recap I've ever done as like a official recap. So this is my first time trying this out. So hopefully it works out. And this was also kind of more so an experiment for myself to try and get more comfortable doing these types of things. I always try to experiment doing new things for our channel and everything, so this was something new I wanted to try. And yeah, the tournament overall has also just been inspired by a lot of the people who do chess on Twitch. So Gotham has been a big inspiration on this tournament for us. Chess players like Hikaru and the Botez sisters, a lot of them have inspired us. Chess.com doing stuff like this, so we can thank all of them for giving me the interest and enthusiasm that I put into these things. All right. I'll plug the YouTube if you guys want to see this video when it comes out, the one we just recorded. There it is. That's it first. I can already tell I'm gonna love this. Down to the background, criminally underrated of the video. Yeah, if you do wind up watching it, Joe, let me know what you think. I thought it was pretty good, but I like all my videos. I'm a little bit of a narcissist, you know. I'll like watch my own videos sometimes and be like, oh my god, this video is so good. And honestly, it's crazy. Some of my favorite videos aren't even some of the ones that do that well. Like I have some videos that I put a lot of time and energy into that did really well, but they're not like the ones I'm most proud of. Like the Gotham recap, I'd say is one of my top 10. Like I thought that was a great idea, and I thought it was funny. I have like a bomb party one that I worked really hard on that was one of my favorites. There's a few that are up there with like I put a bunch of time into it, and I was like, I thought this was a good idea, and I liked it a lot. Anyway, that's it. That's what I got. What other people are live today on Twitch.tv? I think we're gonna be done there. I think I just want to go edit after this. I'm gonna spend a bunch of time doing that. I have to wake up early for work tomorrow. It's 10 p.m. for me. It's probably even later for some of you guys on the East Coast. And then if anyone's here from the EU, oh my, you should not be awake right now. Whew, we didn't play any chess today. That's all right. I played a little bit of chess yesterday on my computer for funsies. I didn't gain any rating points, but I played a little bit of Blitz for fun. I was getting in the zone. I was like, you know what? I hadn't played chess really all week, so I wanted to play a little bit. Tomorrow we're gonna be live on TikTok. you guys want to check us out there. I think I'm going to try to actually play Minecraft with my roommate Levi tomorrow if he's available. We're going to try to beat the Ender Dragon. If he's not available, I'll play chess or something else. I could play Chained. I've been playing this Switch game. I don't know if you guys like JRPGs at all, but I've been playing this game on Switch called Chained Echoes. It's really good. It's kind of like a Chrono Trigger, Octopath Traveler, that type of game. It's pretty good. I played that a little bit last night when I was just bumming around. I took yesterday completely off. I was so tired yesterday. I needed to relax and take the day off. Last week was a long week. It was a lot. Hey Pixel. Hey Pixel, by the way, we reviewed one of your games. It'll be on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. We got to see we got to watch one of your games with Wade. It was pretty sick. I appreciate you playing with us previously, and thanks for coming into the stream again. It's good to see you, dude. This is so relevant now, especially if you're watching like 15 hours of Gotham Chess in the last week. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're a regular Gotham Chess viewer, you'll see the inspiration of him on my recaps and such. Came in as your ending, yeah, right at the end here. We're kind of wrapping things up. I just did 2 hours of recapping the last week of. We just did 2 hours of recapping the last week of frickin' what is it called? The chess tournament. So that's gonna be kind of, I think, the end of it, because I'm tired. And my voice is still shot from this whole last week. We streamed. So, all right, you guys probably don't realize this, but so let me give you a quick inside scoop to like my week last week. So you guys only saw me live for about 4 hours each day. So it's already 16 hours. So you guys saw me live speaking actively for 16 hours last week. There was also probably just as much time of prep work for a lot of those events with regard to making all the posters, coordinating all the people's times, coordinating all the commentators, setting up the overlay, setting up just all sorts of other stuff. I also do work. I also had to post my 2 YouTube videos last week. I also posted TikToks and shorts and stuff every single day. Then I also worked my part-time job, which took 20 hours, which I probably worked a little under 20 hours last week, to be honest, but I probably worked at least 15 hours my part-time job last week. I also did 2 TikTok lives last week. So I was speaking 6 out of 7 days. I was like actively speaking for hours. So I needed yesterday off, and we're back today, baby. I actually even think I did like an hour of editing yesterday. I cheated on my off day. Did a little bit of work, but the grind never stops. The grind never stops. Tournament's gonna continue on Tuesday. All right, tournament's gonna continue on Tuesday. Does the Italian game work all right versus the French defense? Sure. Yeah, I don't see why not. Well, the thing is, okay, you can't play the Italian, like, here, hold on, I'll show you what I mean. Like, once you're playing against the French, it's not the Italian anymore. The Italian can only be played if black responds with a certain set. The Italian can only be played if black plays a certain combination of moves. So, for example, the Italian. So this is the Italian. Okay, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop c4. This is the Italian game. Okay. If opponent plays e6 against e4, this is no longer the Italian. Like, this is not, you can't play, this is not the Italian anymore. It's just not an Italian, like, anymore. If you play here in this, it's not an Italian. This is just a French defense. So it doesn't matter what you play. Obviously, you also can't even play bishop c4 here. Like, it's just not a move. You just hang a bishop. So you can't play the Italian against the French. Because when you're playing against the French, you're playing the French. So this is just the French opening. So it doesn't matter what you play. Because black played e6, it's now a French defense. If you play e4 and black plays e6, this is the French defense. So it's not the Italian. Does that make sense? The Italian only can happen if opponent plays e5. Exactly. What's interesting about playing white and versus playing black is a lot of times black actually picks the opening. So black chooses really what the opening is. Like, right? Black can choose to play e4, e5 and allow you to get an Italian or a Ruy Lopez or a Scotch or a Four Knights. Black can also choose to play this and make you play against a French defense. Black can make you play against the Caro-Kann defense. Black can make you play against the Scandinavian defense. Black can make you play against the Sicilian defense. Black chooses what opening they want to fight against with. And if they play any move other than e5, you can't play the Italian because it's not the Italian anymore, right? So yeah, that's kind of how chess works, I guess, right? If you want to do a simple opening, just do the London. Yeah, Pox, if you want a just an opening, if you want an opening you can play against anything, you can play the London. You can't play the same order of moves against everything, but if you want an opening, you can just kind of play against everything. Like the London is a very nice opening to learn, which is what Joe Rawl played, I believe, and it looks kind of like this. You can't play the same order of moves against everything, but once you learn the moves, just you gotta learn what order to play them in, right? Like if black plays here, you can't just play bishop out or they just take the pawn. You know what I mean? You can also play just like a king's you could play like the modern or the King's Indian or whatever. Is this the modern? Maybe you could play like something like this, or you could play like this, you know. This opening you can pretty much play against anything, like a King's Indian type thing. King's Indian attack. Yeah, the thing is when you play this move, so this move is so difficult to play as a beginner because black has so many options. This is actually a big reason why I don't play e4, e5. I play e4 because there's much fewer variations. And then I'll either play the London or the Queen's Gambit, depending on what I feel like playing, or I'll either play c4 or I usually either play c4 or bishop f4. I mix it up. And then when you're playing against black, you just want to know an opening against e4. You want to know an opening against d4. That's it. That's pretty much all you need to know. Like against e4, I play the Caro-Kann. I can also play the French defense. I know how to play the French defense, kind of. I used to play the Sicilian, but I'm not really strong enough to play the Sicilian, so I don't recommend that to anyone. Like Gotham says, I wouldn't play the Sicilian unless you're rated like 2,000 or higher. You can play it when you're a little lower than that, but it's just so hard to play it. And even when you're 2,000, it's still such a hard opening to play. Because white can play knight f3. White can go for like the Grand Prix attack. White can play like bishop out. White can play the what is this one called? The Alapin variation. There's so many different things you need to know how to play against, and it's hard to know how to play against all of them as black. And there's so many different types of Sicilians, right? There's the Najdorf, there's the Khan Sicilian, and there's like the Dragon Sicilian, and there's just a bazillion different Sicilian variations. So you have to know how to play them all. Yeah, thank you. Caro's after e4. I play the Caro-Kann. I play the c6 or the French. Usually I play the Caro-Kann. They're both good. I've been experimenting with the French. I kind of like the French defense, honestly, but the Caro-Kann is good. These are both totally fine. You can play these all the way up until the Grandmaster level, pretty much, and even Grandmasters play these openings sometimes. How do you personally deal with early queen attacks when using the Caro-Kann? Okay, so like what? Like, are we talking about in the advanced Caro-Kann, the exchange Caro-Kann, the when you defending the Caro-Kann declined? Like if black just goes like here, what are we talking about? This doesn't do anything, right? What are you referring to? Are you saying against the Caro like this? Like when they play this? Or with white queen's attacks or the black queen's attack? I feel like that throws me off. Who's attacking with the queen? The queen attack doesn't do anything. This? I mean, you can just play here. Now black's queen is just stupid. Where's black's queen going? I mean, they can go back. The queen is actually just best, like, you could put it here. You can go here, but, I mean, okay. Or like, they don't like that. What are we doing here? Oh, I see. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Knight f3. And this is just totally fine for white. It says this is fine for white. How is this good for white? This is just okay to lose the pawn. This is plus 0.6. This is not scary, I guess. Because black has no pieces developed. So you've lost a pawn, but look at black's development. Like, look at this. This is awful. All right, and now you can even do like, oh my god. E6, wait, what? What is it saying? Oh, E6 for, it's saying black needs to even play this, and black can't even move pieces yet. Bishop D3, yeah, and look at all of white's piece activity. And black is maybe up a pawn. It's not very good. Yeah, good players will not play this type of way. Like, this is just not, doesn't do anything. And if you're still nervous about like, if you don't want to bring the bishop out and like lose a pawn here, you can also, I mean, you can block with your knights too. That's totally fine. Or you could block with the queen. You can block. It thinks C3 is best. Yeah, or you just do this. This is fine too. This is actually a pretty common move to play anyways. And then if here, you can just defend with the bishop or something. You can defend with bishop, you can defend with knight, you can do whatever. Or you can actually take. You can actually even take here. This is nothing. There's nothing to worry about here. Bishop E3, you kick this queen out. There's nothing, nothing scary here. And this is what you want to do. So when you're practicing, just your first like 5 or 6 moves, you go in this analysis board and you say, okay, I've always been afraid of the exchange Caro-Kann when white plays like very aggressively against me. And now you say, okay, what does the engine do to combat this? Like, engine is not afraid of this. Like, as black, this is totally fine. Just develop your pieces. Knight C6, bishop F5, right? Just develop your pieces, bishop, knight out, and you're just totally fine. You play your pawn up, you put your knight, your bishop out, and you just read what the engine says. This is what you want to do. So just go to chess.com and just go to the analysis board and just look at what you guys can't see what I'm seeing, but it looks like this. You see on the side here, there's all these lines, and I can see what the top engine lines are. So just go into an engine like this and take a look at what the top engine lines are, and that's it. That's all. Yep, your rooks you never want to develop early. I don't think there's really any opening where you develop your rooks early. So you always do knights. You usually do knights, then bishops. So it's usually knights, then bishops. So for example, E4, E5, something like this. Knights usually first. And if you're playing opening theory, you can put a bishop out first. Like you could play bishop out, right? Something like this. Okay. And you just wanna castle, right? You just wanna castle around. This is what a good developing opening kind of looks like. This is just a dumb example. This is just both players playing symmetrically, but this is like an ideal opening for like what you'd want to look like, something like that. You just bring out the, you bring out your knights and your bishops, and then castle, and don't put your bishops in front of your center pawns. So no more. None of this. None of this nonsense. Don't block your center pawns in. That's your biggest weakness, Pox. The opening is mainly knight and bishop. Queen is just stupid early. Yeah, so at your guys' level, you can bring the queen out early. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's just not... You can bring the queen out early if you want to. Like, you could go here on the second... Like, it's not going to be completely losing. Like, you'll see the evaluation is in black's favor, but it's not... At the level you guys are playing at, it's not like you're going to lose just by bringing your queen out. It's just not ideal. Like, moves like this are not great. It's already slightly better for black here if black just plays, right, like knight here, and kind of what you did, Pox, in your game, except you missed this. But once the bishop goes here, you can either play knight up, you can play queen, you can play here. A g6 also works in this position because the knight's defending this. You can do all sorts of things. It actually likes these two moves equally, the engine. They're both fine. I like this one. They're both fine. And now the queen just has to leave. Like, the queen can go here. Oh, we're threatening it again, but now just... You can play knight f6. Okay. No more mate. Could play queen here if you really don't want that. But, yeah. Earlier I played against it. Yeah, that's it. It's not losing, but it's bad for intermediate players. Yeah, I mean, these guys are still, I think, kind of in the beginning phases where they're just kind of learning basic principles. Yeah, so once you get to like my rating, no one ever brings the queen out early, usually, and the people who do, I usually can beat because you just don't do it as you get better. Unless there's an opening that where there's theory that supports it, right? So for example, in the Scandinavian, it's okay to do this because this is kind of like theory. And it's good for white, but you know, if bringing your queen here or here or something is fine. This is actually, I wonder if this is top engine. I like queen a5. Like this is fine for black because this is like a theoretically explored opening. So the Scandinavian is totally fine. This is a nice opening because it throws your opponent off a lot. So you can learn the Scandinavian defense and it's totally fine. People don't play this above the rating of like 2000 really because it's a little bit better for white, but you can play it. I still play against the Scandinavian all the time. If you like bringing your queen out early, this is a good way to do it. The queen doesn't really threaten anything yet, but it's on an active square. So, you can play like this. It's really the only popular opening that brings the queen out early. I hate ranked games. You can just play against a robot. You shouldn't let the rank influence you. Like, you shouldn't let it get to you what rank you are. You should just play ranked games because that's what most people play, and you'll play against people at your skill level. So just play games and play ranked games and play with longer time controls. So you might want to play with like 15 minutes or 30 minutes or something. That's it. All right, I think we're going to be done. I think I really do need to rest my voice and do some editing, guys. All right, we're going to wrap up. Hopefully some of you will stick around for the raid. I'm going to raid, we're going to raid Vale. Let's raid Vale. He's a cool dude. I will stay. Nice. Let's raid Vale. I don't have too many people that are online that I know, so let's raid Vale. He's a bigger streamer, but he's really cool. I've seen some of his YouTube videos. He's chatting with people. He's a cool guy. Go give him a follow. He deserves it. And then if anyone's here that is just new or watching the Twitch VOD, come watch our chess tournament again on Tuesday. Tuesday, we're starting around 5:30 Mountain Time. We're starting an hour later than we did last week. We have 2 more matches to watch. I'll be posting stuff in the Discord about it. Yeah, if you guys want to play, also you guys can coordinate in the Discord if you guys want to. There's a whole chess channel. I'm gonna do some editing. I'll see you guys tomorrow on TikTok, and I'll see you on Tuesday. I gotta go do some work for some YouTube work. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll miss you all. I'll miss you, Pox, Smack, Joe Rawl, Louie and Lee.